Good morning. You see an empty pillow because what I have taken a notion to do is I was working on my winter rose manor, doing my 25/7. I did about half of that, and well, actually no, I did it all, but I only got one length of floss in because instead of fill in, I was working on the fence, so it took me a little bit longer. But I've been walking by this Dimensions kit every time I go in my kitchen. It's my whips are in like a cubby thing next to my kitchen door. So every time I walk in there, I've been seeing this thing hanging out. So my plan was to start one of these ornaments for Jolly July. But they are full coverage and they're a decent size, so I knew it wasn't something I was just going to finish in July. And I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy doing it. I've never done anything like this before. So, well, I've done dimension kits over the years, but they were more simple. They were easier kits. They weren't these full coverage things. And I don't know if there's half stitches. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like any of that. So I thought, you know, I'm itching to start something. I want to do something different. And I could go ahead and try one of these and see if I enjoy it. And then if I don't, then I'm going to take it out of my rotation for Jolly July. So I'm looking, and first I thought, well, which one do I like the best? I like them all equally, but I just love churches. So there's the church, and I thought, well, maybe I should try to pick what I think is the easiest. So I started looking, and I thought, well, they all look pretty complicated in their own way. This one has less sky showing, so I don't know if that would make a difference, but I'm still trying to decide. So I'm going to turn around this way because this is actually the way I'm facing, and figure out which one I want to do. Because the thing about the church, though, is it's a lot of gray and white. That might get boring. So the toy store, the Victorian with Santa Claus, that might be fun. This is just one with kids playing outside. So really I'm stuck between the pink one with Santa or the church. I like the Kringles toys too, but that looks like it's harder. It has a lot of really small details. I think I'm gonna do the pink Victorian with Santa on the roof. So let me pull this out. I bought this on eBay. I think I paid about $20 free shipping for the kit. So let me try to do it where you guys can see it. So I think the one I've decided to do is this one. And I was already looking at the fabric, and I was going to use this fabric, but then I looked and it's 18 count, and you're supposed to use 2 threads. I do not want to fight with 18 count and 2 threads. Because if I was stitching something else, I would use 1 thread, but for the coverage for this, I think you probably do need 2 threads. So I found a piece of 16 count in my stash, and I just cut a piece of that. So the needle already fell out. Well, there's 2 needles. So one, they're different, I guess, because they're marked differently. I'm sure that's in the instructions. One has I bet one's for the metallics. I don't think there's any kind of beads or anything. So here's all the, I'll try to get this in frame. All the long, really long things of floss. There's 2 of them. It's the 2 needles, which I'm going to set those over here on my homemade floss bitty. And here is the first thing of floss, which I'm really glad they already have this separated. so I don't have it. Because honestly, if they didn't have this separated, I wouldn't even be getting this out right now. That would just be... One thing I do not like going through and doing is like light pink, dark pink, rose pink, light red, dark red. Here's the other one. So I'm really not sure what to do with these once I take them off. And then I'll set these to the side. There's the metallics, which I'm going to leave those alone. Leave those in here. Flip this over. Here is the big instruction book. So without showing you the chart, oh my goodness, I need to make copies of those charts. They're tiny. This is going to be an adventure for me. So for the needles, okay. Use the needle with the smaller eye for tacking the couching. I don't know what couching is. I don't know. What's couching? Y'all are yelling at me right now, telling me what couching is. Is that this stuff? Is that the trim? Oh, I bet that's what that is. I bet that's what all this gold stuff is for. Look, I am not doing that. If that's for making trim, I'll be going and getting some trim at Hobby Lobby. No way, Jose. No. Okay, so we can figure about that. Anyway, I'm going to use my own size 28 needle. So basically, okay, so here's the instructions, which I already know how, oh, can't show, oh. Let me get the chart out of the frame for the one I want to do. Here are the thread lists. Okay, so here's the chart I want to do. Wow. Okay. No, those aren't either. Okay. Sorry, y'all. This is real life. There it is. Okay. So it's the 6th picture, but it's chart number 1. Okay. So then it has this list that has bundle. There's only 2 bundles. Am I missing a bundle? Oh no. Is this why it was on eBay? I only have, this is 3 bundles. And I've only got 2. Okay. So this one has, do they have names on them? 1, 2, bundle 3, dark brown, 15360. No, that's on here. Maybe they're all together, even though it says 3. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So I think what it is there's 3 bundles listed, but there's actually 2 in the package, which is so confusing. Okay. I think I'm wrong again. Y'all, bear with me. Okay, I think what it is, I'm supposed to make these bundles. No, there's couching. Why did I decide to do this, y'all? Why? maybe this wasn't a good idea. If you've ever done one of these, please tell me you were as confused as I. Okay, so let me look and see. How am I supposed to know? And this is in French. Okay, so key, bundle 1. Nope, it says there's supposed to be 3 bundles. Oh, I'm showing you the chart. Okay. So, it says to make it easier to sort your colors, we've separated them into 3 bundles. Identify each bundle by finding the first color in the list. Use the color names and number of 36-inch lengths listed in the key to help you sorting each bundle. Be sure to label the colors after you separated them. Okay, each key is identified with a circled number. The circled numbers in the detail section of the key correspond to the chart numbers. So, where are these circled numbers? Okay, so here we go. So I'm on chart 1. So I would find the 1s. So light yellow green, 16238. I still hope that I'm not missing a whole key, because you know what, I've left feedback on this like months ago, so it's too late now. 16238. Okay, I do not have that color. Light yellow green, which I'm sure I have the DMC color, but I don't have this. I don't know what kind of floss this is. Okay, so the next one for number 1 is 17976. Okay, I do have that color. So I guess what I would do is I'd probably just go through with a highlighter. I'd probably make a color copy of this. Go through with a highlighter, highlight all the colors from my chart, figure out which ones are missing from the list, and just pull from my DMC. So, y'all don't want to see all this, and I can't be getting up and down and making copies. So, what I'm going to do is chalk this up to a learning experience. I'm going to take all this stuff, I'm going to pile it up, all of this. And I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to set it to the side. And then I'm going to pick up my Winter Rose Manor and get back to that. So now y'all know what it's like when you open a full DMC Gold Collection kit. It's a hot mess. Hot mess. So back to my Winter Rose Manor. And I do want to stitch that. It's just I need to make copies. I need to pull threads. I basically need to kit up the individual ornament, and I can't do that while I'm doing a stitch with me. So, what I'm working on Winter Rose Manor right now is I decided I had finished filling this in. Let me try to move this in the frame. I had finished filling in some of the snow just under the house. It goes all the way across, but what I wanted to do was put in this fence right here because once I get that in, then I can use those to put in the rest of my bushes and make sure everything lines up. So I am working on that. These are the colors for this project. And then Havana, Weeks Dye Works Havana, which is what the fence is in. So I need to pull my chart closer to me. My drink. Okay. I hope y'all are bearing with me. Sorry about that. That's real life though. These two strands look really fuzzy. This was some leftover I had stuck on my thing, so I'm not going to use that. It's way too fuzzy. I'm going to pull 2 more threads from this. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I'm trying to think. What did I do this weekend? Well, my husband took off 2 vacation days, Thursday and Friday, and he ended up from his day job. His day job, he works at a manufacturing facility, and his job is he works in the shipping office. So he ships out tractor trailer loads full of product that they make. They make electrical, like, substations and things like that. So it's these really huge things. So half the time he's on the, I'm going to thread this. I'm a thread licker. I'm going to thread my needle. I'm using a size 26 Pat Carson. I really like the Pat Carsons, but I will say this. Even the 28 on a lower count of, on a higher count of fabric, like when I've recently started using 40 count, the tip is not as sharp as other brands, which is good when you stitch in hand because you're not poking yourself as much. But it's really hard when you're ending your threads to get under those stitches on the back like this. So on my 40 count pieces, I'm just using regular either DMC needles that I have bought at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, or the size 28 John James, because I need that sharp end to in my color, if that makes sense, to go under my stitches. So these Pat Carsons, I have a really hard time getting under the stitches to end. Okay, so I'm also going to take some of my beeswax and put it on the end to keep it from getting fuzzy. When I don't do this and I'm using these full yard lengths of floss, it gets fuzzy and it starts getting stuck in the holes, the fuzz does. Okay, so anyway, yeah, my husband, he spends half the time on the computer and then half the time he drives a forklift and loads tractor trailers. So he does both of those. That's his day job. And then his second job is his mayor job with the town. And he does that. He gets off work at 3:30. He goes in at 7. Gets off at 3:30. And then he goes to town hall. Well, I didn't hold that good enough. So I'm just starting under there. He goes to town hall. And technically town hall closes at 5, but because he usually has so much to do up there, he's usually there till, if he gets home before 6, I'm shocked. If he gets home before 6:30, I'm shocked. I'm like, oh, you're home early. He typically gets home between 6:30 and 8, so he works long days. And then his hobby is he's an eBay reseller, so on the weekends and late at night he's working on his eBay stuff. So when he's when his term is up as mayor, he has 2.5 years left. I was saying he had 3 years, 3.5, but I literally lost the entire year of 2020. Like, when I think about life and things going on, it's like the year 2020 is just completely messed me up, and I just forget. It's a combination of the pandemic, and also I had probably like in August 2020, I started getting really bad migraines, and it was really until about February that they started getting a little bit better, and the whole time my memory is just like shot. And that's a much darker color that's going into. So anyway, he works a lot, but he's the kind of person that he is, ever since I've known him, he has worked 2 jobs. So before he was mayor, he would do things like, I need to go over because I stitch right to left. So I need to do this stitch first, which I'm not sure what y'all are saying, but to my vision, I'm doing right to left, and then go over. But he would do landscaping, and then he's just a busy bee. He just always has to be doing stuff. He also is in he's a mason, Freemason, and until this year they did a lot of charity work. So at least once a month he would have some kind of event where they were raising money for the community. But when the pandemic hit, they had to stop, and it was really sad because they raised a lot of money for different things, and they couldn't raise the money and make those donations. But they're opening back up his Freemason Lodge, and they're opening back up, trying to get back to normal meetings, and they can start scheduling their fundraisers again and start raising money. So they do things like they have barbecue fundraisers and things like that. That's basically the whole point of what they do, is they raise money and donate it and put it back into the community. So anyway, he's a busybody, and I'm not a busybody. I do not like being busy. I'm miserable being busy. I do not like not feeling like I don't have time to catch my breath. I just don't function that way at all. I get very irritable and stressed out when I'm busy. So, anyway, now, before I had Parker, I worked a lot. I worked 2 jobs, things like that, but that's not what I mean by being busy. I'm talking about, like, when you're not working and you just, like, are constantly doing something. That's not me at all. But yeah, I worked until I had Parker. I was working 2 jobs when I was pregnant with him, but I had a high-risk pregnancy and they put me on bed rest, so I had to quit both jobs at the same time. And I was about, I want to say I was about 5 months, 4.5 or 5 months pregnant. They put me on bed rest, but I didn't really do bed rest. I was like, I would lay around a lot, but I didn't really stay in the bed. I really couldn't. I had things I had to do, but I was on mostly bed rest. Okay, so I don't want to mess this up. So this is the middle of the gate. So I've got I don't have my thing. I normally have like a, y'all forgive me, I have got Monday memory. I'm trying to look at my chart to make sure I don't mess this up, because there's like a hole right here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this one goes sorry for the silence, I'm counting. I think I went 1 stitch too high. Maybe not. It's much easier to talk while you're doing fill-in than when you actually have to count stitches. This is why if I ever get to go to a retreat, I'm just going to do fill-in, because I cannot imagine. Like StitchCon, I have been watching Instagram for StitchCon posts, because I'm just so excited for everybody that's there. And I think, if I was there, like, would I actually get any stitching done? Because I know you're, like, talking and stuff like that, and I can't imagine how easy it would be to mess up. Okay, so I need to go I need to turn it this way. I think that's my problem, is I need to match my chart the way I'm looking at my chart. Okay, so I need to put a stitch here. Thank y'all for your comments on my last video. You like my crazy band story. Let me tell you what, I got some crazy stories. I can't be telling all my secrets though. Y'all be like, oh, she was wild. No. And I messed that up. That's what I get. Yeah. Band was fun. It was fun. Before I had any plans of homeschooling Parker, I thought, you know, I would get him in the band, because it's very, very good for kids to be in band and to learn an instrument. And it kept me out of trouble in high school. Now in college it didn't get me out of trouble, but in high school it kept me out of trouble. Which, shoot, I know y'all can't see, sorry, my dog jumped up on my lap. But yeah, so band was good. But since he's homeschooled and he does not like extracurricular activities. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue just working around this gate so that I don't mess it up. So I'm going to kind of put in the stitches to form this thing in the center so that I can make sure that I get it correct. So I'm just going to do this part. I've been working on my Stitching with the Housewives calendar crates for July and for my July trucking along, and I'm telling you what, now I love the calendar crates, don't get me wrong, but it's taking forever. It is taking forever, and I feel like I can't stitch anything else because you know, I don't want to let it go. I don't want to not do it and then not have it. I've already bought the piece. I want to try to keep up with the calendar crate so that I can display them this year. But this July calendar crate, man, I feel like I work on it, and I just don't get anywhere. It's just got so many little parts, so many color changes, that, well, I don't want to say, it's not that there's a lot of colors. Most of it is the red, white, and blue. But there's so many different little parts, and it's taken forever. I like the end result, but I just feel like it's really taken me a long time. So I hope August does not look like it has as many small parts, so I hope August goes more quickly, because I really want to try to get most of it done before Jolly July, because last year was my first year doing Jolly July, and what I did is I picked about, I think I had about 5 projects, and I just would rotate between those 5 projects, and I really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I actually finished anything. I think I did, but I honestly can't remember. That's about the time that I started my floss tube. I'll have to look. So I really want to try to stick to as much Christmas stitching as I can in July. And then when I get tired of that, I can pull out. I can do this for my 25/7 or what, you know, whatnot. But I really like that. So I'm starting to mentally choose my Jolly July things. Most of them are not new starts. Most of them are whips. But I do have a couple new starts I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to flip this around. Let's see, am I even still recording? I'm up to 30 minutes, which some of that was the beginning that I wasn't actually saying anything. So I want to try to get at least 30 minutes on these Stitch With Me's, so that if you're doing a 30 minutes a day stitching, or 25 minutes 7 days a week, the 25/7, that you can turn on this video and get through that part. I think that would be a good thing. So I'm all over the place talking wise. I hope y'all don't mind. So anyway, I never did say, I didn't do anything this weekend. My husband was off for a couple of days, and when he's off, we have a small house, and when he's off and home, it's like we are under each other's feet. And it completely, I'm so used to him working all the time. And of course, I'm so lonely while he's at work. I'm very lonely. Being a stay-at-home mom is a lonely life. But when he's home, I'm like, get out of my way. Like, I want to hold my cake and eat it too, you know. Like, I want him here, but I want my space. So when he's here, I just like everything, my whole routine, my routine with Parker, my routine with the house, my routine with my stitching, everything is different. So, but he worked all day at town hall on his first day off. And then the second day off, I left and went and did some things. And then that was Friday. And so Saturday, I feel like he had to go do something Saturday too. Oh. He had to go to the beauty pageant and put the crowns on the girls. So that was sweet. He said they were really sweet. We have a local pageant, and but for the most part, we were just at home. Okay, so I'm right here. Let me put stitch right here. I did a lot of quilting this weekend. I worked on my Serendipity quilt along with Fat Quarter Shop. So okay, so I think if I go any further, I'm gonna mess it up. Let me turn it around this way again. Next time I do this, I need to do fill in. Okay, so this goes. Sorry, I know. I hope when I watch this back to edit it, I hope that I don't have to scrap it because there's so much silence. Oh, hats off to people who do this all the time, the stitch with me's, because it's like trying to balance what your brain's doing and what your hands are doing. It's complicated. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I hope that your Monday's going well if you're watching this on Monday. What I want to do is I want to do these Monday, Wednesday, if possible. If not, you know, a Tuesday or Thursday, and then fill my floss tube on Friday. And try to keep that schedule. I'll see how it works out. Right here, there's like a patch of dark dye in that dye lot. Yeah, if I was going to do this over, I would not have chosen this color, but it's fine. My mom is going to like it. She doesn't care. She's not going to look at it and be like, oh, it's too yellow. She's just going to look at it overall, and she's going to be like, okay, I really like that. She really hasn't looked at it. My mom hasn't really seen this piece since I started it. So I have got a whole, my goodness. Let me just go off on a tangent for a second, like I haven't been doing that already. Okay, so my mom has a home health aid that started coming in this past fall for 3 hours a day. Well, a couple of her aids she really loved, but a lot of them have been a hot mess. And she has a case manager, independent case manager, who takes care of all this for her. So basically her case manager is in charge of getting the contracts with the home health care agencies. And I used to work in that field in a broader sense. I was a first a staff member and then a program coordinator for a traumatic brain injury rehab facility, and also a company that did direct care for adults with developmental disorders. And so I was in the industry, and I understand that you really run the gamut of what kind of people are working for you. Unfortunately, people put on an act when they get interviewed, and they act like they're one kind of person, and then when they get in the privacy of someone's home, they act like a different kind of person. And it's really hard to find good people to work because the pay in that industry is not very good. So she's been very fortunate that she's had a couple that she really loved, but one of her staff that she absolutely adored, she lost her job. She treated my mom like gold. My mom loved her so much, and they help her with light housework, but also they provide companionship, you know. So she was really sad when that girl got fired because she loved her and she really misses her. Well, anyway, she's had a lot. She had this girl that was on meth. I mean, my mom said, "Can you come over here and tell me what you think about this woman?" And I walked in, and in about 15 seconds, I said, "Oh, no, 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 no." I went straight out and called her case manager and said, "This woman is on drugs." I mean, she was a mess. So they got rid of her. She's had some that just refused to work. You know, and then she had some that were just not nice. They weren't abusive or anything. They just weren't nice. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. So anyway, long story long, she had found, she had a girl who she really loved, but that girl, she had to leave the job. So then she got somebody new, and she really liked this lady, but the lady was missing a lot of work, and she told Mom that she was sick and she had doctor appointments and all that. My mom was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And when she would come to work, my mom would say, "Oh, don't worry about working today. Just sit on the couch and watch TV. I want you to rest." Like, my mom felt so bad for her, right? Well, it turns out that this woman was clocking in. She was pulling up to my mom's apartment complex and clocking in, but not working, which is Medicaid fraud. And she got caught. So my mom had no idea. She thought that she was just missing work, but she was getting paid to be there, but she wasn't working. So eventually, the powers that be caught her. So here my mom goes, here she goes again, losing another aide, and she felt really betrayed because she was so nice, this lady, and you know, this lady just took advantage of my mom. So today, she starts with a new company, a new home health company, and gets a new aide. So I'm just praying that it works out because, you know, I want my mom to be taken care of. And before she got an aide, I was doing everything for both houses. So it was a huge relief for me because I was able to take the housekeeping off my list. I still go over there and do things like I clean her litter box. I do things that her aide. Looks like somebody's pulling in my yard. I don't know what that's all about. Huh. Anyway, it took a lot off my plate, so I'm very thankful for that because it's difficult taking care of two homes, and I still do all her grocery shopping. I still do a lot of things like that. I go over there in the evenings, and if she needs the trash taken out or she needs things moved from the washer to the dryer or whatever. But generally, her aides do the sweeping, the mopping, they change her sheets, they dust, they do things like that, and it really took a lot off of me. Because, you know, I'm still a special needs mom, I'm homeschooling, I'm doing all that, so it took a lot of stress off me. So anyway, I'm thankful for that, but I'm just praying that whoever becomes her new aide, that she likes them, they get along, and, you know, that it works out. So, we were live texting last night because the Westminster Dog Show was on, so we were texting back and forth, watching it. I don't ever watch real TV, so it was, she got me into it. She's like, turn the TV on, the dog show's on. So I turned it on, and we were texting back and forth when we thought a dog was cute or whatever. So the Pekingese won. It was so fluffy. It was unbelievable. Oh, I know who's here. The Mosquito Authority. My